congratulations on everything, but I want to start off with the Orville Peck single because it is the gift of 2020 I didn't know I needed. But you
So
guys have such a wonderful chemistry, and we saw that video of you guys in the little recording booth together. Did you guys do anything beforehand to kind of build that bond? Did you go horseback riding or anything?
well, we were chatting. We were chatting by text. We visited around the horses, and so first it was texting. Then just before COVID shut us all down, we were able to get our vocals in together at my little farm in Vegas. So we were out with the horses, and I'm sure he stepped in a pile or two of something. And yeah, so it was great. We were in the cowboy mood, cowboy spirit.
You also had another single come out last month with Rowan Keaton, and I had no idea that you guys went back like 20 years. What's the backstory there?
So he came to sing on From This Moment On, and I was a huge fan of his voice, still am. And he said, yes, I'll come. And I was really just getting, still fairly early in my career, and he had already having this big career, so it was really generous of him. He came and sang this duet with me, From This Moment On. And then all these years later, he says, hey, you want to sing Forever and Ever Amen with me? Record it with me. And I said, of course. So anyway, we saw each other in person. He looks exactly the same. Hasn't changed.
Damn, Ronan. But the thing, like, for me, it's like crazy. You're such a boss, because for COVID-19, a lot of people, you've had it like been forced to go on pause, but you're releasing new music. You have a movie out this year. You are executive producing No Big Deal, Heart of Texas. What draws you to like that creative process of being producing? Because it's so different than everything else.
I've always gravitated to the production side of everything that I do, and there's so much that goes on behind making music videos, the photography sessions, the live show productions. I mean, the stage productions are big, and I'm involved with all of that, right down to editing. So I already love all of that side of things, the production side. So when I was asked to get involved with the executive production of making, not converting, but the television version of this book series, Heart of Texas, I'm like, yes, I can definitely see myself moving into that realm of creative work. So I've already started doing some groundwork out there in the field, looking for shooting locations. I'm already, of course, thinking of music. I'll be writing some music for this series, and doing, I plan on riding horses, of course, in this series.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. And there's so many parallels as well. I was drawn to the story of the Heart of Texas, a lot of parallels with my own life. Young family taking on responsibility after their parents die to try and keep life together. So, I related to all of that. And it's also a great, just reading through the books, it's escapism for me too, because there's all of this, I just got wrapped up in the characters. So it's going to be fun to see the characters come to life.
You talked about the groundwork and kind of field and scouting locations. Did Canada by chance come up in this?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many beautiful locations in Canada to shoot this type of series, and looking more in the Calgary region. There are a lot of ranches out there. So a lot of farms, a lot of variety in the landscape. So it's ideal. So I spent quite a bit of time isolated, in fact, in Calgary, just enjoying the nature and making the most of isolation, trying to avoid some, the bear and a few dangerous things like that. Lots of wild turkey. Otherwise, pretty much just stayed to ourselves as a family and took advantage of taking in the scenery and scouting out locations for the heart of Texas.
Cannot wait for this. Can't wait to see the music, everything, cameos by you. But 25 years since The Woman in Me. We all know like the records that you smashed with this album, the awards you won. But I'm just curious, when this all happened, were you able to actually take it in, or was it just so overwhelming?
The workload was overwhelming. I can say that I was so preoccupied with making videos, traveling around the world, doing the promoting and the marketing, photo session after photo session, editing the videos, all the creative work that I put into everything that you see is of me is something that I've been involved with from weeks, sometimes months prior to when it comes out. So it's very time-consuming work because I'm very hands-on, and I think I'm really realizing it more now how awesome the experience was than I did in the moment, because I just didn't get a chance to stop and take it all in. So now I'm really in awe of what was accomplished over all these years. Really, it's pretty awesome. And I'm not necessarily, saying that about myself, but just in the whole, it's just incredible.